very difficult position to try to insert yourself into that.
It really was. Huh?
He always say, "Can I talk? Can I talk?" That's thing. So
when he does talk, a lot of times it's like completely off subject, and then you kind of understand why people aren't really like dying to let you talk sometimes. Well, the conversation is just going a completely different direction.
Well, like people like Brandon does the same thing too, right?
Oh yeah, that's why them two together was like fireworks, but to me, ultimately, like not that good.
Oh, let me hear your response, actually, Adam. Because
Brandon does the same thing that Unc does. Oh, that's why those two together was like fireworks. But no, bruh, is we trying to get views or not? I think the Unc show, the show, No Jumper show with me and Unc was a great show. But here's the problem. When you got people like Lush who try to interrupt to say nothing, then you got to be like, hey, bro, let me talk. Because at this point, you're filibustering. You're not talking because you have a point to make. You're just talking to keep me from making a point. And when I talk, I always have a point to what I'm saying. So people who like don't want, to catch these strays, or they don't want to deal with like, the impact of what I'm going to say, well, they'll start trying to overtalk and cut me off. And I'm taking callers tonight for sure. They'll try to cut me off and stuff. But my thing is, I'm going to get my point out. I'm a podcaster. You're not going to silence me. You're not going to censor me. You can cut me off all you want, but I'm going to get my point out. And I keep that energy with everybody. I was just on the show on Monday with Viral Way, and they was talking, and let's move to the next. I said, y'all could move wherever y'all want to. I'm still going to say what I have to say because that's me. Like, I'm going to let people say whatever they want to say, but you got to reciprocate. You got to let me say what I have to say. So when I do say, like, let me talk, and Unc was saying the same thing. But let me tell you guys this. When I went at Seti Nash, and I gave an example of this, that's why you need to watch this show. You need to watch this show. I showed it in real time. When I confronted Seti Nash over why he was apologizing for bringing Woody to the hood, even though he believed that even though he didn't believe that Woody was a snitch, everybody jumped. They piled on. They cut me off. 607 Unc literally took over the whole conversation, and I didn't say a word. Because as long as I get to ask my question, I really don't care where you take it. I want the question to be asked. Because that's what podcasting is. That's what an interview is. It's called follow-up.
Brandon was very vocal about you on the pod.
Saying what?
Like, well, he was like, Adam's afraid to pod with me because I'm the smartest person in the room. He said this on No Jumper News the other day.
Being the smartest person in the room doesn't necessarily make you the best podcaster. And I agree that Brandon is really, really smart, but also.
Okay, so immediately here, right? As the person who is the A mic, the host, Adam, I never said I was the smartest person in any room at No Jumper. I've never said I was the smartest person in any room at Viral Way or any other podcast I've been on. I don't say things like that. I don't even call the viewers fans because I am very aware and very careful with the type of words that I use because I understand that everybody is not like everyone doesn't know me. Everyone wasn't raised with me. It's just like, people come from different walks of life. Someone might take you saying you're the smartest person in the room as you calling them dumb. I never said that. Now, Lush, if you feel like I'm the smartest person in the room, that's okay. And that's what I think Lush feels. So he's projecting what he feels about me onto me. And then he's saying, well, Brandon said this. Adam doesn't say, when did he say that? Adam has never heard me say that. No Jumper has all these editors. Please, I challenge you. I challenge you to find the clip. Let's bet money on it. Find the clip where I said that I'm the smartest person in the room. I said Adam wants to be the smartest person in the room. Boom, no bias, right there. Look, no bias put that before. I said Adam wants to be the smartest person in the room. How did that turn into Lush's lie? He said he's the smartest person in the room. And the worst part about it is not a single person in this group fact checked Lush on this. Not a single person in this group said, hey, when did he say that? It's like, oh, that's what you're saying he said? Let's go. Let's ride with that. You're never going to be respected as a podcast doing shit like that. You're going to be humiliated because you're going to do that about the wrong person. And then they're going to be trying to like sue you or come at you or, you know what I'm saying, call you out. Now, I'm not that guy. I'm a team player, right? I'm going to call you out, but I'm going to call you out in a brotherly way. Lush lied. So I want you guys to all understand that this entire, everything that follows this is based on an absolute lie. Everything following this question or this statement is based on a lie. So are they even talking about me based on things I said? No, they're talking about me based on something that someone lied and said that I said.
Also, clearly his approval rating is not as high as some other people on the chat. Now, he's very polarizing, and to me, he does create good content. However, there's a lot of people who said that they were going to stop watching the podcast after many years as a result of his presence. So I'm not saying that I'm off Brandon or whatever, or that he'll never be on the podcast. I even thought about having him on today.
So let's go here. There's a lot of people who said that they would stop watching the podcast if Brandon was on. Adam, this is your conscience speaking. The views on the channel are down from what they were 5 years ago. That is several years and many months before you ever met me. So when people tell you that they're going to stop watching if you don't take me off the show, think about it. They stopped watching you a long time ago. They might just be coming back to watch you because you got some new people on there and to see if you will actually listen to what they're saying. You need to be like Kanye. Stop taking advice from people who are less successful than you because they don't have your best interest at heart. They'll watch any channel of anyone who's slandering you. You got a lot of people who hate watch No Jumper. So if No Jumper introduces new people who have the potential to do really well, what do you think they're gonna do? This is what I know. The video, the No Jumper show with me, Unc, Hefe, Munchie, and Adam was the most viewed No Jumper show in a while. And it skyrocketed. If we would have kept that lineup, I believe we would be looking at 500,000 views by now on a No Jumper show or within the next couple weeks. Now, when I wasn't there and Unc was by himself, that video actually surpassed the video that we made when we were all there, but it took a long time to get to the same point as the first video. Now, I got rid of Brandon. The video you made yesterday, I got rid of Brandon. Unc left. The numbers speak for themselves. So whether or not the people who are threatening you are watching or not, you lost like 50,000 viewers the minute me and Unc aren't on the show. And I'm not saying we're bringing all the, well, you have to say, like, if people see that and they come, that lineup just attracts more people than the other lineups. And I called this. I said, look, Thursday show. I called this on the Thursday show. I said Thursday show is going to surpass Tuesday show. I called that last week. Things they say. You don't react to hate watch. If you do that, number one rule they tell you in podcasting, if you've ever done any of these workshops, they say, do not interact with the people, the people commenting. You might do a show where you interact with those people specifically, but they're coming to see the content that you're producing. The content you're producing should not be dictated by random stuff that's being said by people who you don't even know. But what I know is I'm a good podcaster. I know how to make things bubble. And here's the thing. When I make things bubble, I don't do it in a way that leads to people getting killed or pistol whipped or beat up or people's hoods getting dissed and all that. If I'm not toxic enough for you, bro, just be like, you're not toxic enough. But please don't tell me that I didn't have him on this show because he be talking too much. That's silly. It's podcasting. You're supposed to talk. That's the point.
Because it turns the No Jumper show into something that I feel like a pretty decent percentage of the fans are not really into. Now, I do feel like this 4 really needs a 5th. I feel like there's something missing. If it's not going to be Unk, I still feel like there's something to be said there. So, I mean, I'm definitely not like done building out the cast on the podcast in general, as well as the fact that I'm open to like creating more podcasts on here.
Oh, this 4 needs a 5th. Yeah. No, you need someone who's gonna, out of this group or another person, someone should have been like, hey, y'all going at Brandon, let me push the other side of the argument. Right now, what I'm seeing is just silence. Lush got a smirk on his face like, yes, it worked, right? If you could see that. And everyone else is just kind of like, either they don't care about it enough to say anything, or they're just like, hey, this is how Adam feels. I don't know. You need someone who's going to come back than you got without them. And I would say that for anybody sitting at that table. The show ain't right without NFA. The show ain't right without Munchie. The show ain't right without Lush. The show ain't right without Adam. But I'm not going to sit up and listen to someone say, well, it was good to get rid of this person because this and this person is conversation. That's going to start an intense debate. That's why ESPN is doing it. Just look at what the other stations that are more successful than you do. They create conversations off of heavily polarizing topics. He's polarizing. Yeah, duh. But what I think it speaks to is Adam. Like, to be honest with you, the leadership. Where's the leadership? You the coach. You the head. You the head coach. You're the head coach. You're supposed to put everybody in a position that makes them successful. And I think with Adam, he's like, I don't want to put the effort in that's necessary to sit at the pod with Brandon right here. Because I am going to have to do a little bit more refereeing. I'm going to have to do a little bit more like verbal jousting. I'm going to have to maybe pull out Chat GPT. He didn't pull out Chat GPT a single time on this episode. That's the reality. I actually like it. I love it when this guy pulls out Chat GPT because I feel like it brings another layer to the conversation. And everyone's learning. No matter how dumb people may act in the comments of No Jumper, everyone loves learning. If it is structured in a way, or if it is relevant or presented to them in a way that is interesting to them. People say all the time, hey, bro, I learn something all the time when I watch you on No Jumper. It's nothing wrong with adding new dynamics to the channel or the podcast. Why hate on something that's good? Because some random guy said he's not going to watch anymore.
Go fucking read a book and quote it front to back, and because you don't know it, I'm talking about I'm smarter than you on the motherfucking subject. You don't know who you smarter than. Yeah, you talk proper and all that, got the proper dialogue and dialect, but that's come on, bro. That's not even stupid to say, oh, I'm the smartest person in the room. Like, who the fuck says that? That's like some square ass shit. Like, where the fuck we at?
Okay, so like Aunt Hefe. From what I know about Aunt Hefe, he did time in the feds. Bro had like a national empire of selling pills, something like that. Listen, man, how am I gonna say I'm smarter than him? I can't do that shit. I think I could run a drug empire, moving shit across state lines. I don't have the like focus to do that. But once again, and you're responding to something I never said. I'm not a goofy. I'm not a square. Like, I don't know why that's an insult, but I'm not a goofy dude. No time on No Jumper have I carried myself like someone who's goofy. You're sitting in front of someone who is goofy, they're telling you something that's not true, and you're responding to it without saying, hey, are you sure he said that? Do you have proof that he said that? Or are you just throwing shit out? Which we know Lush does that. We know, not saying it's a bad thing, but we know bro he's content brand. He's trying to create a clip. He's trying to create friction so that they can make clips of it. You got to be knowledgeable. You got to be aware of that type of stuff. Because then you look silly responding to shit that people never even said.
And there's no real
And I
actual,
fuck with him, you know what I'm saying?
but there's
like,
also no
come
definitive
on,
proof
bro.
that he's the most intelligent either. Like, we haven't taken an IQ test. There's
Yeah,
nothing
come
that
on,
can
bro.
really.
I do think he's super intelligent.
He is
Obviously, when it
intelligent.
comes to like history and politics and stuff, he's like very well read. I'm not taking that away from him at all. I'm just saying that doesn't always 100% correlate with being a person that people want to watch on a podcast. That being said, I do believe in him and I do think he has a future. I just feel like this show is a weird fit for him, and I feel like a large percentage of the fans would probably agree with that.
Yeah, we all can bogart a conversation. It's just like, you insert yourself, you very opinionated to where like other people might be more laid back, but like, challenging, like shit, what's been a challenge? Shit.
Hey, Brandon, my question to you is why when somebody don't agree with your stance, they dumb?
No, you're just dumb.
No, for real. Like, I know some ain't smarter than others, but I'm like, damn.
You're just dumb.
And then
Once again, I challenge anyone to show me a clip of me calling anyone dumb for disagreeing with me. Munchie, I've never said that. The only disagreement me and Munchie had was when we was talking about he was defending the illegal immigrants, and I was like, he's being a hypocrite because he cares about illegal immigrants getting taken out of funerals and bar mitzvahs and shit, but the same people or the same person, they're on gangbang shit where you will kill a dude for a minor infraction, and I feel like we both had a strong opinion because he was like, well, you should have been cripping then. I let it go. I said, cool. Okay, good one, right? When did I call you dumb? When did I call anyone dumb? When did I call anyone dumb on No Jumper? Every statement made about me was ridiculous because it was based on shit I never said. I don't call people dumb. I don't call people names. I treat No Jumper like a job. I'm not going to call anybody dumb at my job. Now, Mo Brown, let's get this. You most definitely have called people less intelligent. So we've been in the heat of an argument. Well, that's okay. You're less intelligent. That's a lie. That's a lie. Now, if you're saying that I alluded to the idea that someone is less intelligent, that's totally subjective. That's based on the way you perceived or received what I said. That was not me making definitive statements. I ain't called nobody dumb. I ain't called nobody stupid. I ain't said I'm smarter than everybody, smarter than everybody in the room. If that's what you're taking away from what I'm saying, well, that's a you problem. Or you can ask a follow-up question to get me to clarify. So, Brandon, are you saying that anyone who doesn't agree with you is dumb? No, I'm not saying that. There's a lot of people who don't agree with me. That doesn't mean they're dumb. I don't agree with freaking Joe Biden.